Hello everyone, it's me Colin on the ASCA League channel, and here we are for the Copperhead Amateur Series qualifying behind here at Concord. We are here at race 4, and this is the Concord Motorsports Park, the fastest mini tri-oval in the world. It has a name for itself, and it's definitely shown here this weekend as we've seen very quick practice times already, so I definitely don't have a doubt that this is one of the quickest tracks on the circuit. Anyways, as we see the teams lining up at pit road, we have the 10-minute countdown already begun, already to 9:18, as we see some drivers making some laps now. Others sitting on pit road getting their cars prepared. Looking at our first car out, we're looking at John Art. John with new colors on the scheme for this race. This is the Bleach Drinkers. It's an album by an E-rate band, and they are going to be sponsoring this car for one race. Not sure if it's a multi-time deal or not, but currently it's only scheduled to be one race, so John Art, glad to get that sponsorship. We see Tanya Breyer here, though. Still no sponsorship. Still looking for that good sponsorship with the 63 car. Actually didn't even qualify for last week and didn't even attempt because of a miscommunication in the team. Probably shouldn't have happened, but really, what can you do? It's over and done now. Tanya wants to redeem herself and try to qualify for this race. This is another female in the field. Samantha Jones. Samantha, I believe she's qualified for a race. I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, though, but the 52 car has made it into the race once. Speedco on the hood. It's been a proud partner for Davidson Motorsports in those Dodges. However, it's been some rough times for the 52 team and the entirety of Davidson Motorsports. The 52, I'm not talking about the 52 of Samantha Jones, but the 52 of Mackenzie Rustin, the Penzo Pro Series, obviously getting suspended from the team. You don't know when he's returning or if he will ever, but you know, anything can happen. And the 52 car, Davidson Motorsports, is trying to chug on as their season has been definitely not something to write home about. We see teammate of the 52 coming off pit road. That's Ben Gerhardt in the Intersol Rand car. First time we see that new sponsor on the car, the 28, so at least that's a bright light for that team. This is Kevin Ulrich in the 90 car making the run for Hoffman Motorsports. Unsponsored white 40. Oh my, no! And what was Ben Gerhardt, I think, just put himself in the wall. I can't tell if the 52 maybe helped him there, but the 28 may have came up the track. The 52 was there, but the 52, it looked like, just put the 28 in the wall. And, you know, that's not what you want to do after your team has been through some hard times the past week. Oh, man, the 28 car is going to pull it to pit road. And the 28 was not on the board, as I update it here. We see Max Stein, the 25 car Subway Toyota, making another start. Kevin Ulrich just seems like he's coming pit road as well. This is Robert Harrison in the 88 car, driving this car for this week, looking to make an impression for that team. See Aiden Thomas, the 60 Walmart Ford, who flung poo in the 50 car. He has a new bumper decal. Don't bump, saving gas, whatever that means. However, it's probably words of wisdom from the 50 team, as remember, grandson of the ASCA legend Holy Fook in the Penzo Pro Series back in the day. So obviously a lot to live up to, but the 50 car currently hasn't done. He hasn't even qualified for one race yet. We're down to 6 minutes in the field. So looking on the board, I believe that's Samantha Jones on top. So despite being in an accident, Samantha is still on the top. The second place car is this guy right here, Edison Padkar. Padkar making his first start in the Copperhead Amateur Series. He actually will be piloting this car for more times than his two teammates that we've seen previously. He will run every race that's not a doubleheader this season, so every race except for 7. So we've already seen 3 out of the way. And the 61 car, now driven by Padkar, he makes his first start of many now this season. You can identify who's driving the car just because Padkar drives the black scheme. Kieran Pangborn in the 77 car, trying to make another miracle and try to get into this field. This field is actually considerably smaller than last week because of all the Penzo Pro Series drivers dropping out because they cannot compete in this race because they are across the country right now in the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park right now getting ready for that race. See AJ Bain in the 67 trying to make the start for that team. And Julio Caesar in the 44 car, axis back on the hood of the car, that familiar orange design. There was David Barraza in the 92 car. This is not Giovanni Barraza, this is David, though. This is one of his few races in the 92 car. Andrew Jordan will also be piloting a similar car, as well as Giovanni Barraza, who drives the car most of the season. The 93 car, Aiden Milliken. Still unsponsored for that 93 team, although arguably he should have a sponsor by now. This is Malley Motorsports, who's doing tremendous in the Pensacola Pro Series. And looking back, yep, we got another guy. Here's Cam Gattu driving the Astro scheme this week. 5 cars qualified for most of the races, so it'd be a disappointment not to see him make it in this week. However, you see he is not in currently. 6th car of James Richardson doesn't seem to have gotten out for a time. Or actually he has. He's sitting 8th on the board. We just haven't seen him yet. Dylan Membrilla trying to make it 4 in a row for this 55 team. Did get sponsorship after last week, but he didn't really show that impressive of a run. But still, it's impressive that as it is that this small team is actually running so well. Remember, this team was actually started by the legend of the Pensacola Pro Series. Well, not legend, notable driver Gary Weaver in the 04 car last year. So trying to teach these young guns how to make their way up in the sport. Gary, one of the older drivers in the field last season. I believe we have seen every driver. There's Carson Bowers coming off of pit road there. And I think we'll direct our attention to the scoring monitor now. We have 3 minutes left. And it looks like Cam Gattu's on the top. Edison Padcar running in 2nd. And Aiden Milliken is now in 3rd. And there goes Padcar at the top of the board. And it looks like Padcar really is jumping off the gun right now, strong all weekend, and he's currently showing it here in the qualifying races. See him there. And Samantha Jones has dropped to 4th. Max Stein in 5th, Julio Caesar in 6th, Robert Harrison in 7th, James Richardson's sitting in 8th still. Ryan Shelton, actually, we didn't see him yet. Yeah, right there. Ryan Shelton, he's sitting at 9th, so not a bad start for him in the 24 car. Actually made last week as well. And then 10th, Tanya Bray in the 63 holding on. And then the bottom half, there's only 20 cars trying to attempt this race, so half of them stay, half of them go home. You see AJ Bain just on the outside. Carson Bowers, Dylan Membrilla so far will not make the race. David Barraza, Kieran Pangborn, John Arndt, Aiden Thomas, Hooflung Poo, Kevin Orridge, and the 28 who has some damage of Ben Gerhardt is currently not in the show. Obviously, there will be a discussion with Samantha Jones whether or not she makes the race about that little move. Although I might not have seen it right. She might have gotten into him, but currently that's been the only incident. I believe that's the only incident we've actually seen during qualifying so far this year. Kind of strange, though. I think you'd give a little bit more room on the qualifying race. Here's Arndt on the outside trying to look in. Richardson is in. Stein is in. The 28 is not in yet. So as we wrap up qualifying here, 1:30 remaining. Got to get a good timeout. And not much shuffling going on the board. The 6 car has been remaining in 8th. That's kind of how I've gauged the scoring chart right now. If it's 6 moves, I know someone has moved in. But currently everyone's staying pretty stationary right now. David Barraza does not look like to have a very quick car here. Oops, someone moved in. I saw that. That was Carson Bowers. So Malley Motorsports now 2nd and 4th in the grid, and that's not a surprise. Carson has been doing very good this season. There he is in the Zach Toyota. Very reminiscent of Addison Steinbach's Zach scheme. Can't remember if that's run yet, but it will be running later this season in the Pensacola Pro Series. So, as 44 seconds remain, you saw Carson get into it. Who else can do it? We know the 28 has a quick car. Can he get a good run in, though? It looks like they've actually buffed out the dents, so maybe this is the best shot the 28 can get. He has to get by the 92 first, though. This lap may be all he has left. And looking so far, no changes still on the board. Currently looks like that Ryan Sheldon will be the last one in. And Tanya Breyer was knocked out with Bowers moving in. 10 seconds remain on the track as we are about to wrap up this qualifying session. And it looks like the cars are now getting... They're letting the rest of the cars go around, but it definitely looks like that Edison Pack car has the quickest time in qualifying, and he will win the qualifying race. Looks like nothing else has changed. It does not look like it. So, there are your finishing results. Most drivers getting inside the 16-second mark. However, 4 did not. That's John Arndt, Ben Gerhardt, Huflin Poo, and Kevin Ulrich. Disappointment for John Arndt, Ben Gerhardt definitely for him. Kevin Ulrich as well, trying to make it back into the Pennzoil Pro Series after dropping out. But talk about great debut for Edison Packard. He was dropped from the ride in the Pennzoil Pro Series for not enough experience. And I think that was for the better, as Edison is showing how much he can actually do in the series in the 61 car. See Bowers in second. Cam Gaudu finishes third. He'll be in the race again. That 5 car very consistent with making the races. Ada Milliken fourth. Samantha Jones fifth. Max Stein sixth. Julio Caesar seventh. Robert Harrison eighth. That's both of the Smart Motorsports cars right there. James Richardson, team owner to the 6th, was in 9th. And Ryan Shelton will round out the field in 10th, making the 24 start for 2 races in a row. Tanya Breyer misses a race again in 11th. AJ Bain will not make the race in 12th. That was a good attempt by that small team, though. Dylan Membrilla will end his 3-race streak of making races. He'll finish 13th. Aiden Thomas 14th. David Barraza will not show up. Giovanni Barraza and make the first start for that 92 team. He finishes 15th. Kieran Pangborn, not a jump to the top like he showed at Daytona. He'll finish 16th, and we already went over the bottom 4. So that's all for the qualifying races, as it was pretty much a solid gig from the beginning of the qualifying. If you were fast, you showed it right out of the gate. Nothing really happened other than that. It was just a true show of speed, and that's how you got in the show. Carson Bowers late in the going showed he did have the car to get it, and he made it to second in the end. However, we still have a race to go, and who knows, maybe we can see more accidents, because if you see an accident in the qualifying race, it probably doesn't mean any good. However, we will see you at Race 4 at Concord Motorsports Park very soon. I'm calling on the ASC League channel, signing out. We'll see you next time at Concord.